My name is Tina, and I'm the library director at the Cuba Library in Cuba, New York. And today I'm here to share with you some of our new books that we've added to the library collection. We're starting today with Prairie Lotus by Linda Sue Park. You may be familiar with Linda Sue Park. She has other books that are quite well known, such as A Single Shard or Long Walk to Water. And this is her newest book called Prairie Lotus. Prairie Lotus takes place in the Dakota Territory in the year 1880. It's about a girl named Hannah. She's half Chinese, and she and her family have just moved to the town of La Forge. She's having a hard time fitting in. She really wants to go to school, but there's a question of whether she's allowed to go to school or not because she is half Chinese. But she's determined to let the people in town see her for who she really is and see beneath her skin to the real person that she is. So this one is a great pick for middle school aged kids or anyone who's a fan of Little House on the Prairie. The next book that I wanted to tell you about today is called Stamped. This is a book that was originally written for adults. It's by author Jason Reynolds and Ibram X. Kendi. Ibram Kendi is a professor. Now his original book was written for adults, but with the help of Jason Reynolds, he's adapted that book for teens. And this is a narrative of racist and anti-racist ideas from the beginning. So it's a little bit like a history, but it's also a guidebook to help us understand how we can be anti-racist. Not just not racist, but anti-racist as well. Jason Reynolds is an excellent young adult author. He's written a lot of books that I personally enjoy, and I've read some of this myself. It's a great book, and it'll be a good one to help you and your teens get thinking about these tough issues that are sometimes hard to talk about, but very important to talk about. For the adult who loves a good fiction thriller, here is the book You Are Not Alone. Now this is co-written by authors Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. They've written two other books together, The Wife Between Us and An Anonymous Girl. This is their newest one, and it is about Shay, who was on the subway platform one day in New York City, and she witnesses a suicide. She sees a woman throw herself in front of an oncoming subway train, and just as the woman's about to die, she makes eye contact with Shay, and so Shay feels a real special connection to this woman, and she starts to try and learn more about her and try and understand why this woman did kill herself in such a way. And as she attends the woman's funeral, she meets some of her friends, and before you know it, she's becoming really involved in this woman's circle of friends and life. But her friends are kind of drawing her in. There's a lot of intrigue going on. It's a real good thriller. I like these two authors because personally I don't like a lot of blood and gore in my thrillers, but I do love a good page turner, so these two are good for that. Next we have Chris Bojalian. I got to see him speak when I went to the Association of Rural and Small Libraries conference last year in Burlington, Vermont, and he is a really good speaker. He does not put books out as often as some authors because he researches really thoroughly when he's writing books. So this one is called Red Lotus, and it's about Alexis and Austin. They first meet each other in the ER. Alexis is a nurse there, and she meets Austin because he comes in with a gunshot wound on his arm, which he says was just from like some random bar fight. And 6 months later, they're dating. They go on a bicycle tour trip to Vietnam, and he goes missing. Austin goes missing. And Alexis, of course, she's quite distraught because she can't find him anywhere. The FBI are asking her all sorts of questions. She goes back home to America, and she starts to realize that Austin maybe wasn't as truthful with her as she thought he was. And so she learns more about his life, maybe why they were actually in Vietnam didn't have to do with a bike tour after all. So this is a real page-turner thriller type of book as well. And lastly, my choice for a picture book today is called I Walk with Vanessa, a simple book about, a story about a simple act of kindness by Kira Ascoet. This is a wordless picture book. So you see there's no words throughout. But it's about a girl who's the new kid at school, and on our first day of school another kid bullies her, and another little girl decides how she's going to react to that bullying, you know. So even though it's a wordless picture book, it's a really good one for talking to your kids about bullying and about being the new kid in school. And then here at the end, it has some talking points and questions and ideas for talking about the subject of bullying with your kids. So there we go, new books at the library. Now last week I said that we are starting curbside on June 13th, but I misspoke. It's actually on Monday, June 15th. So, but you're welcome to start calling us with ideas for books you want to place on hold so that we can get them ready for you for pickup starting Monday, June 15th. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.